So let's talk quickly about technology now. There are three main focuses at Primafuel, and we have laboratories internationally that pursue these issues. The first is waste to biofuels, specifically for today's biofuels industry. That is to say, today's corn ethanol industry that exists and will continue to exist as described by ISA, and today's biodiesel industry, which not only will continue to exist, but will grow to 1 billion gallons, according to the new renewable fuel standard. Those industries are growing. It is up to Primafuel and other companies to introduce new technologies to those industries to actually extract more value out of their existing feedstock, and importantly, look at their waste streams and convert them into very, very valuable fuels. Under the low carbon fuel standard, hopefully those will be considered ultra low carbon fuels, which make them that much more valuable. Again, a very important policy implication that the definitions that come out of the low carbon fuel standard are clear, transparent, and very critically, permanent. If they are not known or perceived to be permanent, then we have a very serious investment problem coming from the commercial perspective. So what's the potential impact of those types of technologies that we're rolling out today? We actually have sales staff, as we speak, in the Midwest, working with ethanol plants that currently exist, helping them deploy technologies to actually extract more value from their current feedstock. Now, what does that mean on the global scale? It means that by the time that corn ethanol gets to 15 billion gallons, our technologies, again, not some future forward technology that we're selling today, will actually produce almost 1 billion gallons of ultra low carbon fuel. Now, that contributes very significantly to California's overall low carbon fuel standard goal. In fact, if all of that fuel was produced and shipped over to California or considered a California low carbon fuel, we'd be almost halfway to the low carbon fuels targets of a 10% reduction of life cycle greenhouse gas emissions. That's major. So what I'm getting at is that yes, there are new, very exciting technologies that Primafuel is heavily invested in, which are absolutely mandatory to develop in order to meet our longer-term objectives. There are pathways to use today's technology and actually reduce, on a verifiable basis, our carbon emissions on life cycle. So it's really important, once again, for policymakers and regulators to understand that aspect of things. So, again, technology, infrastructure, and importantly, sustainability, verifying life cycle emissions. We're actually working with the world's largest originator of verified emissions reductions on a global basis, developing methodology and programs to start looking at a verified low carbon fuels protocol. Now, CARB is doing its work, CEC has its work cut out for it, EPA at the federal level is very, very busy. That does not mean that from a commercial perspective, the business is understood. That is to say, we have to develop the business around reducing carbon in order for this to actually be a sustainable trend in the fuels world. So it's a very important core element of Primafuel's mission in the marketplace. And with that, I'd open it up to kind of questions and any points of clarification if you seek any. So, thank you.